Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to our Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, CFL Week 16, the final week of the regular season. Playoffs begin next week. Week 15 was okay. I mean, I kind of shot myself in the foot when I picked Winnipeg. Oops. Yeah, they needed to kind of rest everyone, and yeah. So I was 2-2 straight up picks, 2-2 against the spread, 0-4 over under. Year to date, 31-27 straight up picks, 25-33 against the spread, 24-34 over under. Year to date, 45.9%. Not great. You know what? It's fun. That's all I can. Things happen. It's been one of those seasons. Like I said early on, hashtag expect the unexpected. Got myself in a rut, can never get out of it. All right, it's playoff time, folks. The West is done. We know Winnipeg 11-2, first round bye. Saskatchewan 9-4. Calgary 7-6. Saskatchewan's hosting the playoff game. The winner will face Winnipeg. On the East, though, still got some work to do. Toronto 9-4. They got the bye. Hamilton 7-6. Montreal 7-6. Whoever has the best record obviously will host the first round game. Now, head to head, they're 1-1. If you looked at the division, Hamilton is 4-4, and Montreal is 5-2. Montreal does have a division game against Ottawa. So worst case scenario, they go 5-3. So if Hamilton needs Montreal to lose, or they have to go to Montreal. So, let's take a look at these big five games we have. Edmonton has 2 games, the final 2 of the season. Everybody else has 1. Edmonton Elks 2-10 on the season. Losers of 8 straight. They are 0-7 on the road. Now, Taylor Cornelius is 60.8% completion ratio, 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Greg Ellington, 47 for 687. 1 touchdown. James Wilder rushing 133 for 714 and 2 touchdowns. Well, Toronto, though, they've won 3 straight, 6 of 7. They are 6-0 at home. Even though Toronto has nothing to play for, this game, you're off next week. So you almost want to treat this as a kind of a warm-up game to keep, momentum on your side, keep your players fresh, and not get nobody hurt. Biggest thing you can't do is get one of your key people hurt. McLeod Bethel Thompson, 66% completion ratio this year, 12 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Ricky Collins Jr., 55 for 642, 0 touchdowns. John White, 92 for 450, 1 touchdown. Toronto is favored by 3.5 with an over-under of 49.5. The Elks 3 games in 10 days. That is such a hard stretch for them, and they're 0-7 on the road this year. They've lost 8 straight. They have nothing. There's nothing for them to do. Toronto wins this, covers the 3.5, and picking under in the 49.5. 2-11 Ottawa Red Blacks versus the 7-6 Montreal Alouettes. The Alouettes need this game to be able to host next week. In Week 5, Montreal smoked Ottawa 51-29. In Week 10, Montreal won 20-6. Week 11, Montreal won 27-16. Montreal is 2-4 in their last 4, while the Red Blacks have lost 6 straight. Caleb Evans, 58% completion ratio, 5 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. Ryan Davis, 52 for 567 and 2 touchdowns. Timothy Flanders, 78 for 323 and no touchdowns. While Montreal, Vernon Adams, 59.4%, 14 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. Eugene Lewis, 62 for 964, 9 touchdowns. William Stanback, 186 for 1,131 yards and 3 touchdowns. Montreal is favored by 14. I look at these 3 previous games and look at Week 5. That was a blowout. But Week 10 and Week 11 were close. So I got Montreal winning. I got Ottawa covering the 14, and then I'm taking under on the 45. The second game for the 2-10 will be 2-11 Edmonton Elks versus the BC Lions. BC's 4-9. They've lost 7 straight. They're 1-5 at home. If Edmonton is going to win, I would say it's this one, with the fact they play tomorrow night, Tuesday, and this game is on Friday. Michael Riley's actually not having a horrible season. 69% completion ratio, 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Brian Burnham, 63 for 896 and 4 touchdowns. And then James Butler, 83 for 388 and 2 touchdowns. BC is favored by 4 because of the schedule. I'm giving BC the pick and BC to win. Got them covering the 4 and under on the 48. We have the Saskatchewan Roughriders 9-4 with absolutely nothing to play for, versus the 7-6 Hamilton Tiger Cats, who have a lot to play for. They're playing for the home field next week. Saskatchewan's won 4 straight. Week 2, Saskatchewan did beat Hamilton 30-8. In the last 5 games, Hamilton is 3-2. Cody Fajardo, 69.6% completion, 14 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Kyron Moore, 64 for 585 and 3 touchdowns. William Powell, 168 for 733, 3 touchdowns. While Hamilton, Jermaine Mascoli, 68.4% completion ratio, 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Sean Thomas Ellington, 66 for 335 and 4 touchdowns. Tim White, 50 for 691 and 2 touchdowns. Hamilton is favored by 2 in this game. The only thing that Saskatchewan is playing for is just the fact that they can beat Hamilton and make them not have home field next week. That is it. I don't even think Hamilton can beat them. If they beat Montreal next week and then they go against Toronto, the winner goes to the Grey Cup. I don't know. I think in the West it's Winnipeg. In the East, to be honest with you, it's probably Toronto. So I got Hamilton winning, covering the 2 points, and under on the 42. I think Saskatchewan will kind of take it easy, not get nobody hurt. And I think Hamilton will sneak through and win that. So that's why I'm taking under on the 42. Then we have the 11-2 Winnipeg Blue Bombers against the 7-6 Calgary Stampede. Again, nothing to play for, neither one of these teams. I honestly don't think this is even going to be a playoff preview. This is just 2 teams that are just kind of filling the schedule. Week 4, Winnipeg won 18-16. The only 2 losses this year were the Toronto and Montreal. So that could be a problem for Winnipeg if they're not ready for the playoffs, because more than likely they will face Toronto in the Grey Cup. Zach Collier, 70% completion ratio, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Kenny Lawler, 60 for 973, 6 touchdowns. Andrew Harris, 116 for 623, 3 touchdowns. But Levy Mitchell, 63.9%, 23 touchdowns on 11 interceptions. Marquay McDonald, 65 catches for 860, 4 touchdowns. Jerome Messam, 215 for 1,016 yards, 9 touchdowns on the ground. Winnipeg is favored by 4. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 41.5. All right. So that will wrap up Week 16 here on Robert Sports Show. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show for the playoffs all the way through the Grey Cup. Make sure you check out the NFL, NCAA, and then the countdown on the NASCAR side as well, and pro wrestling as that comes available as well. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.